Now, you're watching Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. All right, next up, we have, if we have a Greg that is the most miserable man on the internet, that would be Greg Kelly USA. Although he is having a happy day today, a very joyous day for Greg Kelly. Same misery. I mean, his happiness, like, it's like a hot plate. It's like a happiness to Greg Kelly he's in his misery. There's a glass ceiling above him, and Donald Trump is giving him a Chuck Berry. You know what I mean? Giving him a hot plate right onto the glass. And he's got an up close view without any of the cleanup. That is the dreamy dream of Greg Kelly USA. But if there is a king of misery that is a Greg on the internet, it's Greg Kelly. If there's a king of completely devoid of an actual sense of humor, it's Greg Gutfeld, who I would like to remind you, his logo is a ripoff of Garfield. Just bleh. Just that's what you went with. And what we'll do is we'll kick the exclamation point at an angle to give you kind of that, like, I'm an outsider. Ugh, Jesus. And he's always got this clipboard full of, I hesitate to call them jokes. They're more like cute observations he thinks he has. But this is, by the way, this is simply a segment on the fact that Biden had a birthday on Saturday. He turned 80 years old. By the way, he's younger than Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell turned 80 in February. And, Donald Trump, on the other hand, while he has an orange veneer and he's got a fresh coat of fiberglass on the top of his head, and, he's had some gunt tightening lately, is, physically well older than any of these guys. Which is why when he announced that he was going to be running for president, it was going to be a shock to the system. It was going to reignite the Trump magic would be back. And as of right now, nobody gives a shit. Like, there's just a line of Republicans going, fuck this guy, really? There's a line of evangelicals going, fuck this guy, really? There's the hardcore maggots like Carrie Lake and others that desperately want him to run because they're, if you're a tick, any dog looks like a good ride. But, yeah. So this is Greg Kelly, I think, Silver Fox, who is, I presume, going to make some old man jokes with his weird, like, loud, stern announcer voice, which he thinks gives him authority. I'm guessing.
Welcome back.
Oh, yeah. Hold on one second. I got to turn the volume up on this. I don't know why it was turned down. Here.
The Prez, who's never alert, is officially older than dirt.
Oh, at least it rhymes. That's adorable. We have a new Eminem.
Yeah, Joe's feeling fine as he parties like he's no longer 79. President Joe Biden celebrated his 80th birthday yesterday in typical fashion.
You could say typical. That's all right. One of the things I would recommend, though, is if you're going to make fun of someone for being weak, feeble, or old, you can't stumble while you do it. You know what I mean? It's just kind of off limits.
Wondering where the hell he is.
He's with family, Greg. You should try it.
It marks the first time ever that an American...
By the way, does that fucker have a Misfit sticker on the back of his goddamn clipboard? There is no fucking way Greg Gutfeld actually listens to the Misfits. Get the fuck out of here. He probably thinks it's part of the Obey logo.
American president has turned 80 in the Oval Office. And the first time the Oval Office desk chair doubled as a toilet.
Oh my God.
No, actually.
What?
Terrible.
Yes, we agree. Doubled as a toilet. You do realize that Trump's, like, diapered ass way of sitting is is a meme everywhere.
He celebrated with his family in the White House with his favorite, a coconut cake.
That sounds good. I'm a big fan. I like a banana cream pie, but coconut cream, like a coconut cake, that's fucking great. I like him even more. Nice job, Greg Gutfeld. Way to fuck up your own premise.
Did someone warn him coconuts are a natural laxative? Puts a smile on his face, though, and one on the teeth floating in the glass on his nightstand. So cheap. Biden and his handlers have said he's fit for the job and more than capable of running for re-election despite his advanced age. And that when he shakes hands with imaginary people, he has the grip strength of a teenager.
By the way, that's a great example of Joe Rogan almost singularly being responsible for tipping up a lie. Hi, Joe. Fuck you. The whole he's shaking hands with nobody who's there. He's literally got his hand turned like this. He's saying hi to somebody like that who's there. The person is off camera. Even fucking Glenn Beck had a different angle of it that showed that he was talking to someone. Same thing with the other day, they had a clip, Jesse Waters, I think, played it or somebody, where Biden's over at the edge of the stage and Kamala comes and gets him. And, she's like, come on, like that. And they're like, they're trying to save him from falling. He doesn't know where he is. He's literally talking to 6 people. Like anywhere they can get footage of him where you don't hear any audio and he's talking to somebody that's far away, or he's like, hey man, what's going on? They're like, he's talking to space, right? Meanwhile, these people would crawl through broken glass to listen to the rumblings in Trump's gut.
Joe himself has said he felt 50, which raises the question, 50 what? Just wondering, there's a women's college nearby, so it could be anything. As we celebrate the commander...
What? You do realize that your guy bragged about grabbing women by the pussy, right? That's the Trump thing. That's literally, you can't just port all of your Trump jokes over to somebody else because you don't have the nuts to use them on the actual guy they work on. And the problem with, if I may, as do a bit of joke doctoring, if indeed that's what that's supposed to be, is that when you use the thing 50, there's a women's college nearby. It sounds like he's hitting on a 50-year-old woman. And nobody gives a shit. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's exactly it, Penguin. Penguin goes, does he think colleges are full of 50-year-olds? Yes. That's why it doesn't work. Because Greg Gutfeld is a humorless, miserable fuck who is incapable of crafting a functioning joke. That's why he started this thing off with a half a limerick.
In chief, let's take a long trip down memory lane, or at least a confused meander through the Rose Garden.
2, 10, 12, 15. Oops, stepping on them. It's black. Anyway. By the way.
There's a mic cable there.
This is my little sister, Valerie, and I'm Jill's husband.
And he goes, oops, you switched sides on me. They always cut that part off.
I can't have trouble reading this. Then the percentage.
And, dude, we've watched Trump staring right at a teleprompter have trouble reading it. He's got 2 of them. The text is this big.
The men who do so. End of quote. Repeat the line.
Yeah, that's the one they use all the time. He's talking to somebody over there, like, hey, what are you doing? You're here. I got to go this way, but look at you. He does that whole stage thing. By the way, in political stagecraft, by the way, Trump does it. Obama did it. Everybody, it's almost like they all take the same class. But you make sure that you do the entire cascade of the crowd. Same thing, a lot, decent stand-ups. Know this as a general rule. When you say, thank you, good night, you don't just do it to the center. You balcony, you left, and you right. You make sure you're covering everybody so you at least the audience feels like they're seen. It's not rocket science. And then he asks if somebody wants to come up. And then yeah. And okay, she's helping him with the jacket because of the wind and it gets tucked inside itself. So fucking what?
Oh.
One moment, if I may. Let's see. I think hold on. Let's see if I can find this. This is Trump comes out, takes a picture, standing there. Okay, what are we doing here? Okay, cheers. Thanks very much. Nice to see you. Okay, all right. Bye-bye. But wait a minute. You're not supposed to buy. Excuse. Where's he? Oh, we got to go get him. Oh, he forgot. Oh, there he goes. Also, let's see. This is when he walks off the plane. This was a good one. When he walks off the plane and he starts walking down the tarmac right past the car. It's a curious one, I have to admit. It's one of the stranger ones we've seen from a president. Now, anybody with a huge schedule and all that kind of stuff, it looked like he got in the car. I remember watching this one live when it happened, and he's like, "Okay, that's the beast." That's literally like he turned right at the beast, like, "You want to get in the actual the presidential limo, right?" Sorry, I was looking for my Pinto. Yeah, so this is let's see. It's the besides this. Oh, this is where he was supposed to be signing a bill. He comes out and speaks, and then after he finishes, hold on, he goes,
"Thank you very much. Thank you."
Were you trying to tell the Justice Department to grant immunity to Michael Flynn?
"Bye, see you later. You got to sign the thing." He's like, "Bring it to me later, I'll sign it." Like he leaves, like it was actually a signing. Wilbur Ross is there. You can't keep him waiting. He hasn't got that much time left. That man is ancient. Let's see, where's the other one? There's one where he actually comes back and goes like, "Oh, sorry," and he comes back and signs it. Because I'm only signing it because it doesn't cost anything or some shit like that.
Oh, unlike the president, that never gets old. Now let's go to the birthday boy himself. How are you celebrating your birthday?
No.
Really? So we're going to an impersonator on Gutfeld. Yeah.
Look, I'm 80 years old. But happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. I feel 50. That's how you get the Joe age. You subtract 30. Text Joe to -30. And I remember 30 years ago when I was 50, I felt 20. I remember what I was doing, just like...
Wait, did they just pull this from some other guy's? Because this is like phone cam. They're not flying this dude like
you, I was listening to some good headbanging music. With the lights out, it's less dangerous. Here we are now, entertainers.
Yeah.
that. I guess one of the keys to really putting together a great comedy show is you want to make somebody in a segment that they put up. By the way, I didn't cut this segment out. They posted it. And they put out-of-context references at the heart of the comedy bits. This is just hideous. Oh my God, is that Jeff Dunham? That explains it. Jeff Dunham is the living king of, let's see, how do I say racist jokes and get away with it? I know. I'll have a puppet say them, and then I'll go, "What?" And I'll get to laugh, and everybody else will get to laugh at the racist joke, but then I've got deniability, even though it's on my fucking lap, and it's my voice.
So, Walter, not a day goes by when people tell me that
Oh my God, he's written it down. When he sticks to the script, it's terrible. When he doesn't, it's worse. I don't know what's worse. It's fucking painful. Jesus Christ.
Biden reminds them of you. What say you?
We have gotten that since Obama. I mean, people go,
Yeah, I look just like him. So, you know, our special that's coming up on Friday, I actually played
Fuck you.
Biden in the special.
Ah,
but you're not actually him.
No, not actually him, but, you know, and it fits perfectly because someone else is always telling me what to say.
That's the idea that Obama or Oprah or Hillary Clinton or whatever pulling Biden's strings. Which both makes him blameless for the stuff they hate and a victim, but also fuck him, apparently. It's interesting. It's like the ones that were yelling elder abuse during the campaign, and but he kind of deserves it.
And you could put me in office, and at least you'd know for sure I'm not the one running the show.
Where can they see the special?
It's going to be on Comedy Central. Comedy Central, which is part of the Paramount, which is a great thing.
Paramount. It's a little difficult to say Paramount without using your actual mouth.
Except we were on CBS this morning, and now we come...
You were on CVS this morning? Were you buying salve? Get it? Because there's certain letters you can't say when you're ventriloquist.
Here, and now it's I feel a little dirty both ways.
Yeah. So we had fun with it. And by the way, watching those films, it's just no matter what side you're on, how could you take that seriously?
Yeah.
Fuck you, Jeff Dunham.
And you know, we all have friends on the other side of the country.
Some of us do, some of us don't.
And you know, I was asking a guy the other day,
By the way, the other side of the country, his entire management team is in Los Angeles. Down near Marina Del Rey, if you want to be specific, because I used to be with them. One of the reasons I didn't go with my agent when he moved away from the agency was because that's where he went, to Jeff Dunham land. Fuck that.
how are we viewed right now? And it's what you hear. It's just like we're viewed as kind of a joke. And it's
No, we're not.
kind of sad.
But it gives you
No, we aren't.
material.
So I love it.
Yeah, there you go. What say you,
Just like...
cat? You know, the thing is, are we being a little too ageist?
No, you're just being ageist. There's not degrees of it, fuckhead.
I'm beginning to think that Biden's age is not the worst thing about him.
No, it's impressive. Like, I don't think I'll see 80. No, I'm serious. I think I'm gonna get like a really insidious rare cancer in my early 50s.
Oh, come on! Don't bring everybody down.
No, but then I'll beat it.
Oh, okay.
But then it'll come back with a vengeance, and I'll die before 60.
How is that the biggest laugh this show is having? And did they bleep out a swear word?
But it's not his age, because I know a few 80-year-olds, you know, not to brag, but like, they don't act like that.
No, they don't. They don't.
They don't act like he's like, well, I'll just, you
They're not on camera all the time, stupid.
know, he's like, well, you just have to judge if I'm keeping up the same pace as, I'm like, I'm concerned about the pace you're at now. Like, every time he gets out a full sentence, I'm surprised.
No, and do you
Like,
get
I'm
that
in
relief?
awe.
Talk about a relief factor. Like when he does his sentence, I go, oh my God, you know,
Like,
maybe
wow.
maybe he's okay.
Subject and a predicate. Holy
Yes.
yeah.
It is like it's like watching
Did
the
you know the Secret Service is actually trying to protect him from...
By the way, if you'll notice, every time Walter talks, they have to cut away from hold on one second. I have to grab something. I spilled something on my desk, and if I touch my keys, I'm going to have stuff on my fingers. So, if you'll notice, every time they go to Jeff Dunham, Greg starts mouthing words like he's trying to practice it, because he's like, how's that like he's literally trying to learn ventriloquism while he's on. Watch his face. This is so fucking
It is
weird.
like it's like watching
Did you know the Secret Service is actually trying to protect...
See that? Sure, he's going. He's like, he literally had a moment where he's like, can I do that? I don't know. That's hard.
him from natural causes? You know that?
That's funny.
Thanks a lot.
That's good. That's good. You know, Emily, Kat's right. Like, he's 80, but he's not a strong 80. You know, like Stuart Varney.
Stuart's like 40. Here's the thing. This is what annoys me so.
By the way, like, Greg is always taking pot shots at other Fox hosts to show that he's just like an equal opportunity, I don't know, person who slams millionaires. Is that the gig?
Much about the libs is that they try to make it about the number, right? And they say, for example, the chair of one of the New Hampshire Democratic groups straight up said, and then a newspaper printed this, he said, well, Tom Brady won a Super Bowl at age 43, so I think we have to reassess aging. What the hell does that have to do with our president being the crypt keeper? Nothing. Yeah. All that they want to do is make the conversation about the number to say, well, you know, now the medical science and miracles happen. That's not.
I'd like to remind everyone that the incel crowd that regularly watches specifically Greg on Fox News, if they watch Fox, they watch Tucker and Greg, thinks that women have a limited period on the sexual marketplace, and once it is over, they should be slaves to whatever man will take them. Greg and Jesse Waters both believe that. So just remember who she's clamoring on about.
Not the point. The point is we all know a million 90-year-olds that are literally smarter than we are.
Why do you know a million 90-year-olds?
And more with it, and then 40-year-olds that act like they're 102. There's always
Greg feels seen.
An example for each. And the bottom line is our president is absolutely mortifying. That montage should be the campaign video of the Republican nominee over and over and over.
Yeah, the problem is I'm making a Trump montage that's way worse.
I still feel guilty about it.
Don't feel guilty.
I know. What am I talking about? I have no soul. Kaylee, what do you think? Do you think that, I still think, you know what? What if he was...
God damn, this is so belabored. It's like he's got a little chart on his fucking lap with like, and I guarantee he does. There's like some fucking thing where he's got a little circle and everybody's got their bit that they're going to tag on it. Okay, we're going to go through this segment. We'll play the montage and then have a little setup of what you want to do. And I'll ask you a question around that. If something else comes up, feel free to go with it. And then they just go, you know, on this one, we'll go counterclockwise and then we'll go clockwise in the next block and then like it's so fucking ham-handed. Jesus Christ.
30 years actually younger, he could be more dangerous. Because then he'd have more energy. At least he's sleeping half the day.
He was still saying the same things 30 years ago. I mean, this is a guy who's never been with it.
By the way, he's always had a stutter. And I'm going to go with, you need somebody, whoever is doing your lip filler has a dominant eye, how do I put this? Glaucoma problem. Like one of the eyes is really on and the other one is quite, you'll see what I mean.
But the New York Times, you pick a copy up, they say that experts say Mr. Biden and Mr. Trump are in the category of super agers because they age better than their peers. Said no one ever because Trump and Biden are not in the same category.
Well, what they mean is Biden mentally can understand the details in front of him, and Trump can play golf.
Tell you because Biden carries around these cheat sheets. I used to make them for Trump, right?
Oh, so Trump carried around cheat sheets?
I put COVID graphs on there, really complicated things, like, you know, facts that you want to...
Yes, stuff he oddly never seemed to reference. He would just kind of look at it and go, I don't know.
Recall, Biden say, you take your...
So, by the way, are you responsible for the cheat sheet that suggested injecting bleach then?
Seat. You stand up. You talk to the lady across from you. I'm surprised it doesn't...
Yeah, because all they got to do is the choreography. They don't need to tell him what to think or what his position is.
Say, you go to the bathroom now.
Yeah.
But Nancy, Nancy...
Well, you don't have to tell Trump that because he's wearing a diaper.
Pelosi, she said, we're handing this over...
And not because he's old, but because years of overuse of stimulants has made his ass broken.
...to the next generation of leadership. Talk to your buddy Joe, man, because we're ready for the next generation, and it ain't him.
That's right.
It ain't him, even though he had the best midterm of any first-term president since Kennedy, and he beat your dude by 8 million votes. But yeah, it ain't him, okay? We want somebody who, when their son is having an addiction problem, hangs up on him and lets him die like you're supposed to do. You know, a kind of tough love. Yes, this is Kayleigh McEnany.
You know what?
Oh God, and we're back to the puppet.
Yeah.
Say something bigoted.
In his defense, I will say that Biden has done one thing that no president ever has.
What?
He fell up a flight of stairs 3 times. 3 times in 10 seconds.
Hey, Sean Hannity.
Jesus Christ. That's the state of comedy, ladies and gentlemen, on Fox News. That's oh God. It's like watching a turd swirl in a bowl, knowing full well there's not enough water to make it go down. And they just go around and round and round. Every time I watch one of those, I have to be completely honest. I think that at some point there's going to be a joke that works. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at some point, it's a fucking professional show. They've got a staff. Somebody that day, there's enough funny shit that happens in politics. Somebody had to have come up with a gag that actually works, right? At least one. Shit. Get a disgruntled Daily Show writer over there who now, you know, has moved on like Dave Rubin and decides they hate the libs. Jesus Christ. There's a baseline structure. Build something.